In today's video, I will talk about how to create these VOX style animations, coming from my personal favorite video from VOX, which is the rise of Xi Jinping. So without further ado, let's jump right into the After Effects. For this specific animation, I'll be using this font named Aldo the Apache. So for this exact animation, you will have to download this free plugin named Decompose Text. So select this text, switch to Decompose into the words, and just decompose. You can delete the last line, it will serve no purpose for us. So to animate this, we will do the simple approach. Go 10 keyframes into the timeline, select all layers, cut it, delete the rest, select all layers, go to the keyframe assistant and sequence layers, press OK, and then you can just simply drag and extend everything. Look at this. It's a bit slow, so actually I will do 3 keyframes. Now you will see sometimes they pop 2 or even 3 words at once, so we will actually do this as well. We'll select a few words and realign them so they pop like that. Perfect. I'll quickly add some kind of background. So we will now do this wiggling square. Select the shape tool. Now hold shift as you create the shape so it's a perfect square and place it under the text. Now we will animate it like it's glitched in. Press the T button on your keyboard to open the opacity. Turn it off. Keyframe it. Crank it up a bit. Go to the next 2 keyframes. Crank it lower. And do the same process until it's like 5 or 7 keyframes. And do not leave the opacity to 100. Leave it 90 or a bit lower. Now we'll create this wiggling effect. So go to opacity again. Hold Alt key and press this stopwatch. And write wiggle 14 and 10. Yep, I like it. So now we'll create this element animation which involves these circles, this background, and these animations. First off, we will do the background, this grid background. It's a bit complicated, but I will show you step by step how you can recreate this one. So first off, add the solid layer and add a grid effect to it. Now change size from width slider. We will change width to 150. Now we will do border, like I think 2 pixels is good, and change the opacity to 25%. Now we will add another solid layer and place it down below, just like that. This one is grid, and this one is gray background. Now we will add these cross sections. Follow me along, they're a bit complicated to do, but you will get that. Take the pen tool and set it to 2.5 pixel stroke and do a color which is a bit brighter than the actual grid. Now make a stroke that is a bit shorter than the actual grid and place it to the center using the align tool. Now I have this plugin anchor point mover. I will change the anchor point to the center. And I will duplicate this layer and rotate it to 90 degrees. So it is across right now. Now, you will need to pre-compose these things. I will name them cross. You need to duplicate this cross. Now, as you can see in the VOX videos, their crosses are not aligned at the next grid cross line. They have this pattern of the cross is appearing every 3 sections of the grid. So what we will do is duplicate the layer. And if you remember, we made the width of the grid 150. If you go to the position and write plus 150, the cross will go to the next stop. But we do not want that. We want the next cross to be on the 3rd cross of the grid. So we will go back and write not 150, but plus 450 because it's 150 times 3. Just like that. And now you can position everything like this. So now the grid is completed, but I see that the cross is a bit too long. So what we will do is go to the cross and actually we'll just adjust the length. We'll use the pen tool, make it shorter, still align it to the center, delete the second one and rotate it, duplicate it and rotate it. Boom. So now the crosses are shorter. And also a quick tip, if you see that your background is a bit too bright, you can add an adjustment layer and add curves effect and play around with this setting and just go down, and it will be darker and darker as you go. And we will select everything and pre-compose, and I'll call it grid background. Boom, our background is complete. So now we will actually do the animation. For that we will select the shape tool, select the ellipse tool. I'll create a simple shape. I'll actually go down to ellipse path and change the size to 50. So what I will do, I will not manually duplicate every single circle to make 100 circles. We will do something much easier. We're going to select the shape. Also, I want to rename it to circle. Select it and go down to the contents and add a repeater. Go down to repeater and make 10 copies. Now I will position the circle, but we'll need to duplicate manually every single circle for the top row, because we will need to animate every single circle on top row manually, and we cannot do this if we have repeater on them. Slowly, surely duplicate and add for every single circle. So here it is. Now I will add a null object and I will place it at the center. Now you will need to select all the circles and parent link it to the null object. Now you can work with the null object and place the circles right at the middle. Now I will select the top circles and change their color, so I do not get distracted by other circles. So now I will animate the null position so the circles are coming from the top. Keyframe it, place it somewhere like 1 second. Just a small animation, just like that. Now I will parent link the 50 editors to the null object as well, so it animates as well. But while it animates, I will do the same thing we have been doing in the first animation. I will decompose the text into 2 layers, delete the last one. Now follow me along, I will be animating the whole thing. I will be adding a keyframe to the null object here, place the balls right here. I will animate all the top circles as well, so they are coming away from the rest of the balls. Now I will select the keyframes and I will smoothen them out like this. Now I will take the text of editors, go halfway through and remove opacity, and I can take the rest of the lines and I will add a fill effect to them. So, and it will go from white color to a bit gray colors, so there's more contrast on the top circles. Smoothen the keyframes out as well and just copy this same effect and apply it to the rest of the balls. So now the animation looks like this. 4 pixels. Add a trim paths effect and animate the end about half second. Smoothen it out and parent link it to the null object as well. 1, 2, 3. Cut it out. Select every single one of them. Keyframe assistant, sequence layers. I hope you are following along, because I don't want to explain every single point, because I think you're not that bad of an editor to understand every single step yourself. Turn off the opacity for these ones. Smoothening. Now this is our end result. If you enjoyed these kind of tutorials, follow me for more content, because I will be posting in the future a lot. Bye.